It's been 9 weeks since we did something pretty crazy.
Righto guys, so yes, we have bought a lorry.
And since then we've been working hard to convert it into our new home for our family of 5. And we're hoping that in just 5 weeks' time it'll be ready to move into, so we can take it overseas and continue living this full-time travel lifestyle that we love.
We're dreamers, don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers, don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our own way.
Okay guys, welcome back, and we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to give you a tour of our beautiful lorry, which still looks like a building site. We are just over halfway through, or no, maybe more. We're maybe 2/3 of the way through the build, and we've got about 5 weeks left until we want to be in this lorry.
End of September.
End of September, we are in the lorry. That's what we are. So we want to show you guys where we're actually up to. We want to give you this lorry tour, show you what we've done on the inside, show you what we've done on the outside, and also let you know what is up and coming for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, and then once you guys have seen it all, you can let us know whether you really think that we're gonna get it all done in 5 weeks' time.
All right, so let's start on the outside. So we've put in our main habitation door, and we've got a nice handle security device which nice bolts onto there, bolted through there, really good. We're still searching for a ladder, so if you know anybody that can fabricate a ladder or a system, let us know, because we just can't find one. So we've got our windows in. So we've got 4 of these windows. They're all the same. We've got 4 of them in, 2 this side, 2 the other side. We've got our electric hookup point.
Don't expect to use that much, do we? But
no, so basically we weren't going to have a mains hookup point, and basically speaking to the electrics guys, they sort, you know, I think we sort of came to the decision, let's just have it. It's not a huge amount of money to get the electric mains hookup installed. So let's have it, and then if we're on a campsite for a couple of weeks and it's not sunny, we've got it, so it's there. All right, we'll show you inside in a bit. We'll just show you what we've actually done round here. There's a few bits.
yeah, this is the busy side, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we just need to watch out for these thistles, because they're killers.
Like ya.
They are, they're blooming horrible. Right, okay, so this side again, you will see we've got 2 big windows here. We've got one which is living room, and one which is the kids' bedroom at the back. We've got this here, which is our water filler point, a freshwater filler point. We've got our Truma hot water outlet, that's our exhaust there. So one thing to note with this, you might pick it up already. What's wrong with this? It's below the window, so there's going to be fumes coming out of here. We need to be careful about using that. Now, I know it's a big lorry, but we didn't really have many other places we could really install this sort of safely away from windows and all the rest, so it's there, it's done. Yeah, you can actually buy an alarm, can't you?
Yeah, sensor thing or something, isn't it?
Yeah, a sensor for the window, so when the window opens it automatically cuts off the Truma unit. So might look at that, but we're going to use our common sense. Right.
Oh, I got spiked.
Huh, you got spiked.
Ow. Just bear with me, let me get into a safe spot.
There's a lot of weeds around here. Okay, so yeah, our other windows up there, we've got an external light there, and our garage doors. So these are double doors, and I put on this rain guard, and that is because what happens is water gets in here and it goes down, and then it pools and drips over, where this is going to take a lot of that water away, and it's never going to get in the frame. So yeah, put that on. It actually just sticks on, it's quite good.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I think let's jump on inside and have a look.
Yeah, let's.
Alright, so we're now inside. Let's show you what we've done. So the first thing to have a look at is the floor.
Yeah.
So we've got this
I think they call it a herringbone floor.
Yeah, herringbone. It's not real wood, because that'd be obviously far too heavy. This was not light though, was it?
It wasn't, no, it's quite a thin one. It's not the thickest one you can get, but it was
They didn't have, this was the, what was it, 1.5 mil thick?
I think so,
No.
something like that.
2.5 mil.
I'm just saying, I think so.
Yeah,
I
I
have
don't
no
actually
idea.
have no idea. I don't even have any idea.
But it was surprisingly heavy for what it is.
Yeah. So we put the floor down at the beginning because I like to then build on top of it. That way, when you look into cupboards and stuff like that, all of it has a bit of flooring which is water resistant and that
It's all
sort of
protected.
stuff.
If there's any spillages and stuff like that, then we haven't got to worry about it.
And you can seal it in and all the rest. So that's why I like to do it. So next we'll start at the front, which is the bit we started the build. It's where we first started.
Yeah.
So we've got a U-shaped lounge. And effectively under the U-shaped lounge is where all our systems are going to be. So we have got, well, we'll show you.
Yeah, that'll be easier.
Okay, well, you can't really get in. Bit of a building site, as you would expect. So, first of all, we've got our Truma hot water heater. So that is a Combi 4E. So that will run off LPG, and it will run off our 12 volt system, and it can also run off 230 volt as well. We've then got, if we look into this cupboard,
Here.
you'll see the Truma exhaust and one of the heating outlets there. And if we have a look, we've got in here, what have we got in here? Water pump, expansion tank, and our water tank. We put a 200 litre water tank in this.
Which is double what we've got now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is double what we've got now, but I would have liked to go a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
But as we've said, and you might have seen last week's video where we got it weighed. Weight has always been a bit of an issue with this build, so 200 litres is double what we've got in the van, so it'll do us well.
Oh, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. So next up, what we got, might be able to just shift some of this around. It's obviously a building site, so you'll have to excuse that. In here, we've got our two 200 amp hour Renogy lithium batteries and some Renogy gear back there. So we've decided to go for near enough a full Renogy system on this. Main reason for that is cost. I got some quotes. I had some really good chats with people from Victron or representatives of Victron, blah blah blah. They gave me a quote for near £6,000, and it's like, yeah, fair enough. Victron is a good name. We know that it's good stuff. I then took their order list, went on to Renogy and bought it off Renogy for £2,800, and obviously we'll need a few extra bits. So it's like £6,000 versus probably about 3.5 for Renogy. And I sort of look at it and go, that's a big saving. If one of my bits breaks, I can just replace it, and I'm still cheaper than Victron, and it should be fine. So. So yeah, complete Renogy system. Right, what are we having here then?
Right, so this U-shaped lounge is essentially going to be our bed. So obviously it will have a table in the middle. That's the plan. We're going to eat here, work here, all that jazz. Kids can do their schoolwork here. And then at night time, that table is going to drop. We have bought a nice fancy table leg. I think it was £400 basically for this, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was an expensive
a lot
table
of money,
leg.
but that will help us have an easy nighttime setup basically. So that will just drop, and then we'll infill the cushions, and that will be mine and Rick's bed. So we will sleep there.
So a few people have said, well, why didn't we have a drop down bed, Murphy bed, this sort of stuff? They are all fantastic ideas, and I think again, if we know our weight isn't too much of an issue and we want to perhaps do a drop down bed, we might look at it in the future.
It would make life easier, but as well as the weight issue, we are also going to be having overhead cabinets.
Yeah, cabinets.
Don't start with that again. Overhead cabinets all around the top. So that would make it really difficult for us to have a bed that lowers. So
yeah. So
it's not ideal.
With the overhead cupboards, jeez, I struggle with that word, cupboards and cabinets. We're going to have cupboards all the way along this wall and all along this wall here. So I've already made the ones for that wall, and the back space is going to be free, so plenty of storage.
So I think that's probably that section done, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like the U lounge sort of done. So next bit is Charlie's bed. Charlie's got a huge bed. It's
massive.
It's colossal. Like literally, the kids could actually sleep in that. It's massive. So he's got a really big bed. We've raised it by I think 70mm, 80mm, so we can run services underneath. So we've got heating outlet, coming out. We've got a heating outlet going into the bathroom, and heating outlets running right round the back to the front, as well as some cables.
And then we've got all this space on top as well, which is just going to be handy. I don't know, put the laptop on there, listen to music, all that sort of thing. And obviously you'll see this absolute state right now of electrics. But that is going to all be covered, and this will be like our control station, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, so all the cabling is coming to this point, and we're going to have 230 sockets, USB sockets, USB-C sockets, switches. We've got a digital display for the Truma unit.
Fancy.
Digital display for the Renogy stuff. LPG monitors, water tank monitoring. This is all going to be our the hub station. And as Kira says, we've got a big platform here. We charge laptops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then this is the inside of the door. Very nice.
Did you unlock it?
I didn't, so I can't actually.
It does open.
It does, yeah. We promise. Okay, so this is Kira's job, isn't it? You're
left me
doing
in charge
this.
of this one.
Yeah.
You've left me in charge of this. So you built it. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I built a frame. So we built a frame out of timber, and then we've cladded the outside, as you can see.
Yeah.
You.
Painted it a nice blue. Now we have had people comparing our colour scheme to several different brands, because we've obviously got the blue here and the yellow over there. We've had IKEA, so it looks like IKEA, it looks like McDonald's. And
it's not that yellow though. It's not that yellow.
The latest one was Lidl. Apparently we're repping Lidl with these colours.
No.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I like it as well. It's what we wanted with this is, and one of the reasons we didn't buy a motorhome, because we do get that question, why didn't we just buy a motorhome, is if you go into 10 motorhomes, they all look pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And, each to their own. Some people like that. For us, we don't. We want
this is our home. We want it to feel like a home.
We do. We want it to have that homely feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be crisp and modern and all the rest of it, but it has to have those colours and the warmth.
It needs to feel like it's ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is our bathroom, well, not a bathroom because there's no bath, but shower room and toilet cubicle. So inside we have got a nice olive green cladding on the bottom there, and we've got a cream paint up the top here, and this is where our toilet will go. And if it turns around, we'll see that our shower will go at this section. So there's the shower tray, and that will go there. And we have some nice panels, waterproof PVC panels, which will be lining this part of the bathroom.
Yeah, and then we'll also have a sink. We'll put a sink sort of there, and as I said, it's I think I want to put a window in here. I didn't to start with, but now looking at it, I think a bit more natural light and ventilation.
We do have a vent at the top there. There's an extractor, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that will help. There we go.
So that's the Max Air dome. So Max Air do the Sky Max, the big skylights, but that's their dome. So I've actually put it on the batteries. It's really powerful. So that'll just take all the steam from the shower out, which is fantastic. But I still think a bit more natural light in here. What do you think? Let me know. Would you put a window in the shower room?
There we go.
Okay, next up, and we forgot to say, let's actually have a look at the skylights.
Yeah.
So we have got one big one up here. This is the big Max Air Sky Max. What is it? It's 400 by I can't remember what it is. 400 by 700 or something like that. I can't remember. But it's the biggest one they do. It's really good. We got that installed at the beginning, and it just funnels the air in, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
And obviously that comes with a nice fly net as well, and a screen, so we get our privacy at night time, and we can make it dark.
And it's the LED version, so it's got LEDs in the surround, which will be awesome. Another lighting thing. So, and then a last minute thing, I wasn't going to, but we did it, is I bought the Sky Max sort of smaller one, which is 400 by 400, which is normally your standard size air vent, and I'll put that in the other day. So that's going to give us a bit more ventilation.
At this end of the lorry, which is the kids' end, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, it is.
This is the kids' end. So you can see on this side this is the inside of the garage. So we showed you on the outside, and this is the inside of it. Obviously it's got locked here, and Piper's bed is going to sit up here. So basically the Piper's bed's going to be at this level, and then all under that is our garage space. So we have loads of space under there. Full-size kids' beds, and I think up the top there we are having overhead cabinets.
Yeah, so we'll have more storage up the top there for the kids' clothes. Yeah, as Kira says, big garage. It's going to be bigger than we've got in the van.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. And we're looking forward to actually decorating the kids' rooms.
Yeah.
Call them rooms, they're not rooms, but the kids' spaces. We're really looking forward to decorating because we haven't really been able to do that in the van.
Absolutely, and you know, one of the things we absolutely wanted was a kids' space.
Yeah.
You know, again, and I'm not slamming the motorhomes, but what you see with the motorhomes quite often is you have to make up beds, you know, or like two of the kids are in the back, one of the kids is in the front. We didn't really want that. We wanted sort of like the kids to have their own bedroom.
Yeah.
At the back here, and for them to have their beds, them to have their own space, their own reading lamps.
We take the compromise basically.
Yeah, we've taken the compromise.
You know, we have the sofa area turns into our bed, so we don't have a separate bedroom. But we thought it was really important that the kids had their own spaces, somewhere to retreat to, and their own little space. So if one of them just wants to sit by themselves and not be bothered, then they've got that. They've got their own space.
Yeah.
So yeah, that which brings us on to this side. So obviously that's going to be Piper's side. This side will be the boys. So the boys will be having bunk beds. Ted's will be quite low because he's young and we want him to be able to climb in on his own and get into bed. And then Jack's maybe up here. So we want it so that they've both got enough headroom so they can sit up in their beds. They'll both have reading lights and it's just a nice space for them to chill out.
She's also an MC on the side.
Jed!
She is. If you don't understand what she's saying, let us know.
Go back and watch it again.
Yeah. I thought I'd speak quick. Another white wrapper. All right.
Could be onto something there.
Huh?
Could be onto
I know.
something. A hidden talent.
A hidden talent of Kira. Down. Hit. Who is it? Honey G. You could be the next Honey G.
Oh, for goodness
of
sake.
Britain's Got Talent. Have a Google if you don't know who Honey G was.
I think everyone knows who Honey G is.
H to the O to the N to the E to the Y. It's Honey G. She was so legendary. That girl was brilliant. Absolutely classic. She was good though, wasn't she? What do you think? Do you remember Honey G? She was fantastic. She was great. She was great.
Right, okay.
Okay, anyway, on to the last sort of bit of the inside anyway, and that is our kitchen. The kitchen is going to be our next project, so the next vlog is going to be on our kitchen, so keep an eye out for that one. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, that way you get notified as soon as we release another video, because just like this one we might put a midweek out and you don't want to miss it. So we're going to have a nice kitchen here, and it's even though it's still small, it's going to be luxurious compared to the van. We're going to have a bigger fridge.
Yeah.
We're going to have a nice oven. So we've got Thetford fridge, Thetford oven, free hob burner. So we're going to, like, our meals are going to be insane.
You say that, we're just going to be buying like freezer oven food, pizzas and like...
That's what I call insane.
Chicken strips and that sort of thing.
No, it's going to be really good. We've got a lovely sink going in. We chose you might have seen them, but B&Q and places like the Wicks and that sort of place, they now...
Did you just say the Wicks?
The Wicks. She hates it when people do that. Yeah, when they go, I'm just going to the Lidl, you know, or the Tesco's.
No, it's Tesco's.
Oh,
it's
it's
when people
Tesco's
say
and
put
an
an S on the end. People go, I'm going to Tesco's, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to Tesco.
I know, she's very particular, this one.
Sorry.
Yeah, anyway. So, but Wicks is actually Wicks.
Wicks is Wicks,
Yeah, Wicks is Wicks. Yeah. So this I said the Wicks. Yeah. There we go, I'm corrected. I stand corrected.
He's not good with words.
I'm not good with words, no, I'm terrible. So yeah, what they have is they do a couple of resin sinks, as opposed to metal or ceramic or whatever. It's not ceramic, it's ceramic. Yeah, they do a couple of resin ones, so which are really lightweight. So we've got a nice black resin sink going in, fridge is black, cooker's black, so that's going to look nice. One thing we haven't made the decision on yet is the worktop.
Yeah.
You know, we went out today, didn't we?
We looked at a few, but...
There was a couple of nice timber ones. You know, standard worktop, kitchen worktops. These ones are so like chipboard with what do they call it? It's like vinyl on top, isn't it? It's whatever it is.
I don't know what it's called.
They're really heavy, which is very, very
Super
unfortunate.
heavy, yeah.
But yeah, we've looked at a couple of those wooden ones, like the butcher's block types, and you quite like a black, which is sparkly black. It's got like a glitter
we
in
went
it.
around like the kitchen showroom area, and there was like a really glossy black top with glitter. So everywhere you looked, you saw different speckles of glitter. But Rick had a point, and he thought if you've got everything black, then your black worktop, it's probably not going to look good. And you're probably going to need something that's going to contrast a little bit. So we probably won't.
I think because our sink and cooker and fridge is black, having then a black worktop, I'm not quite sure that will work. But I like the wood butcher's block ones and stuff like that. I think they're the good ones.
And then we also saw like a white marble effect type one, which might be a nice contrast, but I don't know.
I'm not 100%, even though I looked at it,
Yeah,
so that's the kitchen, and then we're going to have units up here, but we're going to have open units. So
open shelving at the top.
Yeah, open shelving, and what we want to try and do, or what we are going to do, is IKEA have like these Tupperware tub things, and we're actually going to have all our cereals, oats, rice, pastas, all of that sort of stuff actually in these Tupperware containers. So we don't need to have cupboards with all this packaging. We can just have these big Tupperware boxes, and we think that will look quite good.
Yeah, it's nice. We don't want everything closed off, and it's a nice sort of decoration if you've got bits of open shelves. It just gives it another look, another vibe, which we like.
Yeah. So that is where we are up to. But now,
covered everything?
I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, I think we might have.
But we haven't sort of covered some of the things that we've still got left to do. So, as I said, we've still got the kitchen to build, still got the kids' beds obviously to build. We've still got the LPG system to go in. So we've got an underslung tank. It's a big one. It's a 70-litre underslung tank. Unfortunately, it arrived with a couple of damaged parts on, didn't it?
It did.
So we've had to get in contact with them. They're sending some out, so they've been really, really helpful. So great customer service. So we're going to get the underslung tank done. We have got the cab.
Yeah, well, let's just, before we will go into the cab and we'll tell you what's got to be done in there. We will show you that. But the other big job that's going to be done inside is the back door. So essentially,
good point.
We've got barn doors, is it at the minute? Barn doors?
Yeah, we've got barn doors.
And they're heavy, we don't want them on. We're not planning on opening them up for the view, which we know is slightly controversial, but this is the kids' bedroom and we want it blocked off. So we've got a panel on order, which we are going to be fitting to this back door. Yeah,
so we have got a honeycomb, sort of like a plastic fiberglass honeycomb panel that's going to go up. It's actually 2 panels that we're going to get because it was cheaper for me to buy 2 panels than one sort of size panel, and much easier to fix. I want to install it from the inside, not the outside. So yeah, as Kira says, controversial a little bit. We've had a number of comments saying keep the back doors because you can open them up and look at the view and all the rest of it. But we have lived in the van for a year, and before that we spent 6 months in our motorhome living and touring. And based on the way we travel, we have hardly ever had the back doors open of our van.
Literally like a handful of times.
Yeah, just a couple of times.
You know.
And you have to look at when you're doing these builds, and it's not just about the typical Instagram shots of what looks fantastic. You have to remember that we're going to be in weather which is going to be like really cold, and all the rest of it.
Rainy, windy. We're not always going to have sunshine, so it just doesn't get used. And
these back doors. One, they won't get used, but 2, they're drafty.
Yeah.
They're drafty and not insulated.
And heavy. And we need to save weight, so that's why.
So they're the reasons, and we're going for it. But let us know what you would do. Would you keep the back doors on and have the view, the great view, or let us know, because we've made our decision. But it's always interesting to see what other people would do. Right, I need to clamber down. Right, so let's go have a look at this cab.
Mind the stingers.
Yeah, again, there's quite a number of stingers and vegetation. Oh, and don't look at that. It looks like we've grounded.
We ain't getting out.
Looks like we've completely grounded in there. We're not. But we do have wedges. So I actually bought some wedges. Firemer do a yellow set of extra wide wedges,
heavy duty stuff,
which are they can take 12 ton an axle. So obviously this is only 7.5 ton. And that's split, so it's only going to be like 3.5 ton, 4 ton maybe per axle. So right, anyway, before I waffle on too much,
You waffled a lot. Right.
what are we doing in here?
Right. So this is our lorry cab, which we love. It's really tall, and if you look at the back, you'll notice that this is actually a sleeper cab. So that sleeper cab is going to be transformed, changed to basically 3 seats. We'll be adding 3 kid seats into the back yet, which hopefully will be happening fairly soon.
Yeah, so we actually have the seats, or well, no, we have the seats delivered.
The seats, yeah.
So we've got the seats already, but part of it is the seated thing was a bit of a, not a hassle, but
It was a hassle.
well, it was a hassle. Okay, it was a hassle. To get them was pretty difficult, and they're going to fit them. We've paid for them to fit it. They've got a local fitter who's going to do that. We're just waiting on a call, and hopefully we can get them in, obviously sooner than later. So
yeah, that's going to look really good, and there's loads of space, and there's a heap of storage in here as well. There is so much storage. We've got shelves up there, we've got that lifts up, we've got shelves up here. There's lots of storage. There is a safe down here as well, but we don't think we need that, so we'll probably take that out.
yeah, so that will come out. That's basically bolted through to underneath the cab, and I haven't as yet. The lorry drivers out there, you might tell me off for this, but I haven't actually tilted the cab on this yet. I don't think I have. I need like a wheel nut wrench, and I don't have one, so I need to order one. So
You're in trouble now.
yeah, I know I'm in trouble with all the drivers and HGV drivers. Another thing, whilst I'm talking about HGV drivers, is I want to know, and again, I should know this, but but I don't know if this lorry has a retarder. So if you know how I find that out, because I've looked in the manual and it lists retarder in the manual, but there's nothing on the dash. My dad, who's driven lorries for many years, has looked, and he says there's no real evidence of having a retarder.
It's a Mercedes Atigo.
It's a Mercedes Atigo 818 on a 2016 plate. But yeah, it's a manual. It's obviously got all the air systems, but I can't find. Is there a button for the retarder? How does the retarder work? Like, I don't know. So if you're a HGV driver, please show me a bit of wisdom and tell me where I need to look. So yeah.
So there's just one more thing in here that we will be adding, as well as the seats. We will also be, well, we're going to try and add some windows back here for the kids. So there's like a cutout frame already there, which you'll be able to see from the outside. But I think that's one thing we were also struggling to source, is the windows for the cab for these.
Yeah, I'm speaking to someone, when am I speaking to someone? Next week, who's hopefully going to do the windows for us. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem, because I think they just cut them to size and just fit them.
Yeah. That'll just mean that the kids can actually see outside when we're driving along, and be quite nice.
Yeah, no, we'll probably get slightly tinted windows.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll just bring a bit more light into the cab and be nice. So that's what we're doing. Another thing we might do with the exterior is put some alloy wheels on. So I have got a quote back for $2,500, which
yeah, you can send that quote back.
Yeah, I sent that quote straight back. I ain't paying $2,500 for some alloy wheels. Yeah, I had a look at some alloy wheels, mainly for weight. If we can keep our weight down, then it's sort of a bit of an investment to have a bit more payload. Yeah, and you know, if you can get it lighter, your MPG might improve slightly and all the rest of it.
And it'll make them look a bit better.
Yeah, at the minute, typically we've got rusty wheels, like many lorries and vans. So some nice shiny alloys would be nice. So there we go, guys. That is the sort of lorry tour at the halfway point, or 2/3 point, done. So yeah, tell us what you think. You know, what would you do differently? Have you got any ideas of what we should do to finish off? Especially ladders.
Yeah.
So access ladders to the steps.
Yeah.
Alloy wheels. Got any info on alloy wheels? The lorry drivers out there, give me some retarder tips. And yeah, let us know what you would do, and maybe give some ideas. And we, you know, you never know, we might adopt some of those ideas going forward.
There we go. Yeah.
But as we said, stay tuned, because we are going to be hitting up the kitchen. Going to be starting that. I've got a mate helping me out. And yeah, so make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and yeah, we'll see you next week, gang.
See you next week.